Hey. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is your main man, the host of the Shout Out Show, Preacher Mars, telling everybody Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak. I know everybody's very religious and pious and enjoy it while you can. Alhamdulillah, you made it through Ramadan. You put your best self forward. You put your best you forward. You were courteous. You thought of others. And now that Ramadan has come, you can let it all go. You go back to being your regular self. Overeating, overindulging, overindulging, overstating ourselves. But you know what? That's the beauty of Ramadan. You know, I believe that it helps everybody see technically the best you could be. I'm gonna give a shout out. This happens Ramadan or no Ramadan. I'm gonna give a shout out. Eid Mubarak, sister. How you doing, Sister Kathina? Thank you so much. Please give your husband the big Eid or Mubarak from me, please. Give him the Eid Mubarak as well as your children. Thank you for tuning in to the show. You know, people, this is one of those things where I'm happy. I feel the energy doing this show. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I ate. And it's not even eating a little. Just a bottle of water after Fajr. It's like it carries you a long way. That's all I'm saying, folks. And I mean, people, feel free to shout out on Eid. You know why? Because you only have 2 Eids. And in between 2 Eids, you got to navigate the craziness of the world. You know, you have to navigate the craziness of the world. You know what I am happy for? And I wish, inshallah, that next year around this time or next Eid al-Fitr or next Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan we do, can we please have a course between then and now for imams that give khutbahs on Zoom and live stream? Here's the reason why. Somebody needs to give them the hadith of distance from the camera. Distance from the camera. See how I am right here? I examine my distance. There's nothing worse than the imam putting his head all the way in the camera going, Bismillah ar-Rahman Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Oh, my brothers and sisters, and Allah wants you to do. I'm like, Allah wants you to pull your head out of the iris of the camera. That's what he wants you to do. That's the scariest thing, man. I didn't think I had 3D television till I saw a khutbah. The man basically almost broke the screen from the inside, giving the khutbah. There you go. So that's one. Number two is, you know, we have to make sure that we see and we reach out to the brothers and sisters that we may not see for another year, until the next Ramadan. Get your conversations in, get your hugs. And I love these people. You know, it's almost like I got to get myself right now. You know, I have an opportunity to do so. So let me make sure that I reach out. And I you know, I admire that. You know, because some people make jokes about folks who don't come to the masjid until Ramadan or something like that. And it was the same thing in the church. We had people who wouldn't come to church unless somebody died, or somebody died that owed them money, or Christmas, Thanksgiving. That was in Easter. That was it. You know, my mother was not a holiday Christian. My mother was an everyday Christian, and that made me an everyday Christian. It's a wonder I didn't have to go through some type of therapy when I left Christianity, because I couldn't figure out how the masjid, it was open. And I think that was an attraction, actually, that the masjid was open for prayers 5 times a day. My mother took me to church. Sometimes she took me to church and the church was closed. We just sat in the parking lot like, Jesus loves us. Jesus loves us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell y'all something about my mother, man. My mother, if you guys can, man, please, she's probably watching the show. I'm going to ask you to do a favor. Say Eid Mubarak, Sister Mary. Just say Eid Mubarak, Sister Mary. She loves for this stuff, man. Eid Mubarak, Sister Mary. I haven't got to talk to my mother yet, but Eid Mubarak, Sister Mary. You know why? Because she is one of the biggest supporters of Muslims. Like, She is the perfect Muslim, but she's not Muslim. Like, she will check on me about fasting, sahur, all those type of things. It's funny, because when I took my shahada, I didn't know anything about it. My mother was telling me what I should be doing from a book. She's like, it says here in the book that you should be. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, it says here in the book, this is a holiday. I'm like, really? Word? But my mother is one of those things. And here's the big deal. And I said this before, for this particular Eid, I want you to pay particular attention to your parents and your children. This is not a normal Eid. Like, we're all going to celebrate and do all those things, but it's as our parents get older, they value these things. So the Eid is so much about family and spending time with your family and spending time with your community. They're not able to do that. So I'm going to ask everybody, if you don't mind, to please reach out to them and let them know they love. Take them out. Even if you can't take them out on a walk or something. Take kids to a park that doesn't have a lot of infected kids and let them play, and then spray them down when you come back. That's what I do. That's number one. Number two is, I said something yesterday about the end of Ramadan reveals. The end of Ramadan reveals. That's what we should call them. When Ramadan reveals something at the end. I had a reveal that was about our president. In the Quran, it says when someone is struggling, you should make excuses for him. I have revealed, I think it's like 70 excuses. I revealed that I am at excuse number 80. The man's an idiot. Okay? I couldn't get through Ramadan, people. I wanted to say it, but you know why I didn't say it? Because I'm scared. I'm lazy. I didn't want to have to do an extra day behind 45. That's what happens. You don't want to do an extra day. And I have to realize there's some people who I wanted to say some things to. I will be calling you. You're thinking I'm calling you to say, evil work. No, I'm calling you to tell you about yourself because you're lousy. Some of you bums. And you need to know in a halal way that you're bums because I want you to be better. Okay, that's number two. Okay, now the last thing that I want to go through, and I don't want this to be a rant. I don't want it to be a rant. I'm in like a really good mood. Please, for some of our charitable organizations, I know, I said it yesterday, I know there were like 15,000 fundraisers going on at the same time every day during the month of Ramadan. Okay, now maybe not 15,000. Okay, let's say 14,500. People still need help. Okay, so I don't want this charitable thing to go away. The fundraising is one thing. The application of taking care of people is another. Okay, all jokes aside. What's up, Big J? Eid Mubarak from Charlotte, man. Eid Mubarak. So that's the other thing. We had a lot of fundraising, but we still have people who need help. One of the people that need help is Brother Umar Hakim from Energize. He worked with people on Skid Row. I need to find out his email or his website, but look up Umar Hakim Energize because they're doing some incredible stuff with people on Skid Row. And you know what is the amazing thing? In California, in Los Angeles, California, the incident of COVID was minimal. Like they tested 900 people, and out of 900 people, I think there were 30 people that tested positive for COVID, and they only had 2 deaths. And this is in the worst of situations. Skid Row. I can't tell you all the stuff that goes on during Skid Row. He was explaining it to me. It's a hard life. It's a very hard life. But it tells you something's going on because the incident of COVID there, what you would think it would be the worst, it was actually minimal. So I'm going to give you guys some advice for getting through COVID so you don't get COVID, okay? If you see people who can't control their children, they probably got COVID. Don't go near them. Don't go near the kids either, okay? That's number one. Number two, if you see a politician lie and think he got away with it, he probably got COVID, okay? He probably got COVID, and the solution for him is not hydroxychloroquine. It is don't vote for him next year. Okay, number three, if you see people singing songs, who believe they could sing, but in the audio of it, it is noise. They're the worst of noise. Don't tell them they're probably suffering from COVID. Okay, listen. I have another issue that I want to get to. and that is the opening up of masjids. I know we want to go to the masjids. We want to go back and pray. I want to go back and pray. I mean, I literally, I don't know about you, my situation is all jacked up because my whole Friday for almost the last 30 years is get to the masjid, get to the masjid, get to the masjid. Now we can't go. I've been actually praying behind my Apple computer, following the imam. I mean, it happens, you know. I mean, you got to improvise. This is a religion where you got to improvise. That's what I like. Some people just, if they don't improvise, it's just straight chaos. We got a little thunderstorm here, so if the lights go out, don't think that I didn't pay my bill. I paid the bill, but I can't control the lighting. This issue of going back to the masjids, please do not be in a rush. Do not be in a rush, okay? Number one, Muslims have never practiced social distancing in a masjid, okay? We practice it at home. In a masjid, we do not. I mean, literally, I have visions of finishing my sunnah after the Jummah prayer, and running away from Muslims to my car who just want to talk. Brother, give me a hug, and I got to give them the elbow. I don't want to do that. That's number one. Number two is the vitality and the safety of our children. Listen, I'm going to tell you a hustle. I just talked to a sister she's a health director. And what she said was, literally, she's a Muslim health director. I don't know if that means anything. But she said there's no vaccination, there's no cure. They haven't figured out the whole scenario of COVID, okay? So when you go to a hospital where they have COVID, you're opening yourself up to possibly get COVID. This whole idea of reopening stuff, they haven't figured out the way to bring the numbers down. The way they were coming down was through social media, through a social distancing, and that seems to be the most effective way to do it. So what I'm saying is, people got to practice patience, got to practice sabr, okay? I don't like virtual Jummah. I deal with it. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. You know, because virtual Jummah is you have to be very focused. I realize now that when I go to Jummah, normally in person, I'm very distracted. I'm listening to the brother talk over here. I'm listening to the brother here. When I'm going to pray, I'm looking to make sure brother's feet in front of me are okay. You know, because one time I hit my head on the brother's feet and it cut me all the way across. I'm joking. It didn't cut all the way across, just a little bit. You know, and I look at brother's feet sometimes in the line. You know, when I'm praying, and you look down, all you can see is feet. And I'm like, feet, and you want to make sure everybody has their toes and things like that. Sometimes brothers don't have toes. Now, if you go to the masjid and you don't have toes, and I have to line up beside you, you need to let me know. Okay, I don't want any surprise. You need to say, preach, before you look down, I'm missing a pinky toe. Now, and I can respect that. I can respect the man that tells me he lost his pinky toe before we pray. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, the other part is, as we move on, Muslims, when we come out of this situation, understand this is a great opportunity for us. It's a great opportunity for us. And don't get caught up on the okie doke of everybody going, oh, you Muslims came out to do service and da da da. Look, man, we've been doing service. We've been putting in work. You know, long before COVID, we had the food drives. Okay, I know my Masjid Wardin, Masjid Muhammad in DC. You know what was interesting is the people in those situations knew that the Muslims were going to do something for them, that the Muslims recognize need. These masjids are in areas that have great need. Now, for my masjids that are not in the hood areas or the areas of great need, listen, we appreciate your contribution, bringing food to the area. Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless you. However, don't make it an isolated visit. You need to go back over there regularly. They need to know your name. You need to know their name. You need to know their kids' names. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, if it's a Latino neighborhood, I want you to be over there enough to learn Spanish fluently. That's what I'm saying. Because it's a commerce, people. You know, now that Ramadan is over, we're talking about post-Ramadan. There's a lot of things that are going to happen that we need to be very clear of. And here's my brother right here. He said, Funky Feet Productions. Is that your company? That's a bad company. Somebody needs to copy. They need to copyright that or trademark it. Funky Feet Productions. And I want to push back on a few things, brothers and sisters. We should not wait for a pandemic to get ourselves organized. We are in, I want to say, a spiritual pandemic due to the nature of where we live and the nature of Muslims throughout the world. You know, I try to think of Muslims outside of myself, meaning I try to think across the world to what people need. You know, when I eat, probably like most of you, when I eat, I do worry about someone else not being able to eat. That's real talk. And I, you know, and Ramadan came at possibly the best time ever because it allows us to balance this pandemic with our spiritual needs. You know, so a lot of people were crying the blues about I can't go to work. Legitimate blues. I'm not taking away from you, but you know, it's the flip side of it, being able to say, you know, I'm thankful I even have a job, or I'm grateful that I even have a chance to go out and get another job, because that's not the case. A lot of people around the world, they haven't worked in years, or they've been working jobs that are way below livable wage and things like that. You know, and as tough as things have been in terms of the outbreak, you have other places now that are having outbreaks. Brazil is the #1 country now. Brazil followed, it seems like, the U.S. model in terms of leadership and didn't do anything, and that's what it is. That being said, if we're going to move forward, even with 45, you got to forgive them. You got to forgive the people who didn't do what they're supposed to do. You don't even know what people's hearts are. Now I'm going to say forgive them, but don't forget. All right? What's going on, man? People, this guy right here this is my little brother right here, Ahmed Khatib. Now, I will stop a show to holler this brother out. You know why? Because when I was talking about doing good, he's like stealth do-gooder. Can I tell you that? Like, he's a stealth do-gooder. Like, he does things for me I don't even know, man. Like, things just work out. I didn't know he was doing stuff behind the scenes. You know, and it's just love when you have somebody that says, you know what, I'm not even going to tell him he's going to handle this so he can do what he does. This is what and we need more people. We need to celebrate more people like that. Like my man, Jabril, I love you, man, but I always get a little salty because I see you taking pictures of all the stars. I'm like, but you're a journalist, man. That's what it is. Sister Kadena, I'm going to holler you out as well. So people, to get back to just a few things because we're running out of time, I just want to express to everybody, I talked a little bit about the ShOUT show. I'm going to keep it going. If you guys like it, I'm going to keep it going. You know why? Because it helps me when what I'm trying to do. Hopefully, we're going to take this thing bigger. And everybody here, I'm going to try and remember everybody here. So when I get my CD correct, Sister Kathina, you get a CD. My name of my CD is Confessions of a Muslim Comedian. Sister Kathina, you get one. Jabril, you get one. Ahmed, I think you already have one. And people that regularly come to the show, I'm going to hook you up. All right? So mark it down here. What's going on, brother? Bujima. Man, that's an original name, brother. Where you from? Bujima, where you from? E. Kareem to you, sir, but where you from? Because you look like you look the Bujima right there tells me you're not from New York City. You might be from like Brooklyn, but maybe not New York City. Let me know where you're from. I'm shouting you out. So people, about the ShOUT show, listen, I love your support and everything, but we're going to be doing some big things. What I would like to do with the ShOUT show, with your permission and with your assistance, to be able to take this platform and be able to help people. That's my big plan, to be able to help people from this platform. We laugh, we talk about real issues, but my real issue is that I'm a street guy. I'm a street guy. Like, I'm in the street. Of all the comedians you may see, I'm a people's champion. When I say people's champion, the people know me. So whether I make it big or don't make it big, you'll always be able to reach out, and I'm accessible because my heart is with the people. And I always feel like the people are with me. The people's heart is with me, and we have that relationship. That's number one. Number two is, if you have ideas for shows, things you might want to discuss, we're going to have a spot somewhere on here. AK, figure it out. We're going to have a spot on here where you can make suggestions for shows because, you know, it's not about exactly what I'm thinking on my mind. I have a lot of thoughts, people. that run through my mind. We're all very creative people, but sometimes there are issues that I might miss that could be vital, very important to the community, and I want to make sure that I get that out. And as well, I want to take some time, and I know my mother put this on me. It's like, I want to make sure that we touch on some sister issues too. So inshallah, every once in a while I'm gonna bring on a sister host. She may host the show by herself, or she may co-host, depending on how it works out. Because I think we need to also get our sisters into broadcasting and journalism and things like that. All right. So there are. I'm contemplating actually going to the store soon. I don't know how many people like me. I don't go into the grocery store, and I do like the curbside pickup, where they just it's almost like a drug deal. I feel like a drug mule. Like I park and I pop the trunk and they load me up, and I don't look at them. They don't look at me, and I take off. It's like the movie Blow, right? Except I don't have a plane. So I realized something, that even though I do that, I still have a fiduciary responsibility to reach out and still find out how people are doing. And if you're doing the curbside and things like that, those people work hard. The people in the grocery stores, they work hard. They're not really listed as frontline heroes, but they are essential people, because they just the idea that people pick my food from the aisle to bring it to me because I don't want to come in, it shames me. It literally shames me. Now, while it shames it don't mean I won't stop doing it. I'm still doing the curbside, but it does, because I do it, why? Because I can afford it. Just call it what it is. I can afford it. $4 versus catching COVID, take the $4. I don't care. But that in and of itself, I recently did the curbside pickup, and I'm going to encourage, if you do it, give the people a tip. If you go to a restaurant, people are risking their lives and their health to come in. And it's not like we can go, it's their job. They're having to make vital decisions about my job or my health or my job. That's real talk, man. That's real talk. It's almost like being a professional athlete. Like the mantra or the value of a professional athlete is not performance. It is the ability to perform with injury. And I look at these people and I'm like, they are performing with potential injury. And anyone knows, if you tweak something, the amount of time it takes downtime for something to heal, they're not being able to heal. And this injury I'm talking about for a lot of people is poverty, is not having sustainable wages. And I would hope that, we would look upon these people with compassion and respect, because they don't have to do it, but they have to do it. So when you see a worker, when you see a nurse, when you see somebody bring your food out, when you see your gardener, just give them a little love. All right, give them a little love. That is thanking them from afar, and slide them a little money, a little tip. Now, I mean, not too close. I mean, wrap it around a rock, throw it through the window. However you're gonna do it. I mean, that's the way I tip these days. But make sure that they feel welcome. And to summarize all the things I said, number one, you've seen your best self. You can try to maintain it. You might not be able to do it, but try. That's the beauty of Ramadan. You've been able to do some amazing things in Ramadan. Some of you are going to go back to your regular selves. We're going to eat. We're going to overindulge. We're going to oversleep. That's fine. Alhamdulillah, you get to see Ramadan again and get oriented. That's number one. Number two, and I do mean this, for our elders. Please reach out. Let them know you love them. Even if they're in your house and they live with you, do something special for them. And for our children, please do something for our kids too. Take them on a walk. You can't take them to the store, things like that. Just sit and do something goofy with them. Do a dumb dance. I'm the dumb dance guy. And just make sure that or you understand what they're going through, and you empathize a little bit. And the last thing is, 45, if you're listening, dude, I know it's Sunnah, but I can't make up any more excuses for you, dude. You stupid, man. You stupid. I've been waiting to say that all the Ramadan. You're the dumbest man I know. You have set white men back 150 years, brother. I mean, really, I'm as a black man, I am disgusted at your lack of everything. All right, alhamdulillah. I don't think I have to do an extra day for that because I believe everybody feels the same way I did. Donald Trump, no, seriously, if you were right here in front of me, I would look at you and I go, all right, everybody, thank you so much. That's the shout out show. You've been lovely. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to see you tomorrow, inshallah.